Before we start, can I start this up with a moment of silence for the addict and with the serenity prayer? God, grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just today. Grateful recovering addict named T. Thank you guys once again. I got to be honest with you. When I was given this topic, stability and service, and I'm thinking I'm beating myself up because I'm on my head, and and the truth is that once I started to pray about it and a little bit, and everything, and I'm thinking myself the first thought, and they always say the first thought, third thought's wrong. I'm not equipped to handle this. I'm not equipped because I'm a type of person that if I'm not comfortable with something, I'm gonna hide in my shell. I'm like a turtle, sloop like this, and I don't want to deal with it. Truth is, I realize I do have something to give about this. My clean date's December 11th, 1997. I'm not here to brag or boast, and not about counting days, but it's about making days count. But the truth is that I haven't arrived either. I'm going to say this first of all, I'm going to clear this out. I need God more now with 24 years than I need him with 24 days. Because I'm going to be real about this. It's not the things I don't know, it's the things I do know. You see, I'm realizing a lot of things, when I'm here, and as long as I stay in this fellowship, as long as I do what is suggested, for me to keep a seat here, I'm sorry, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm going to share my experience. The literature I read, that it works how and why. It doesn't just say suggest. It tells me some must in there. If you don't believe me, pick the book up and read it. For me, I look at the basic text. There's some must in there for me to do in order for me to stay clean. Like I said, you don't believe me? Pick up the book. I was taught, my sponsor didn't say, well, read this page, such and such. He said, pick the damn book and start with the first page blank. Yeah, my first sponsor hurt my feelings. And, you remember my first sponsor. And he taught me something that slick ain't new. And it ain't new. And I know part of sharing time, I'm going to try to compact this the way I can because, I like to speak too a little bit, but a lot. But I got here the 12. Daryl's talking about the 12 concepts. You know what I mean? And I had to really look at that and say, this is where I'm at right now. The concepts. And the 12 concepts says to keep with the spiritual nature of Narcotics Anonymous, our structure should always be one of service, never government. And here's the thing. I have to understand that selfless service is an essential spirit endeavor. Our 12th step, and goes back to the steps, says in part that having a spiritual awakening, we individually try to carry the message to addicts. Our collective structure efforts arise from the same spiritual foundation. Having experienced the result of this program in our lives, we join together to carry the recovery message farther than we can individually. NA service is not about forcing our will or our ideas on others, rather than it's about humbly serving them without expectations of reward. That still remains the same with me, and I'm going to keep it real. Thank God for competent sponsorship. You notice I said competent sponsorship. Thank God for our traditions, because it protects me from me, internal, external forces. But in order for that tradition and see why it works, I better understand how it works. Thank God for the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous, because that's why I'm here. I see powerlessness, but I also see manageability in another level, because because the times I could trade crack cocaine and alcohol for trying to control people. My old sponsor used to say, want to be famous in an anonymous program. I kind of like, I'll be honest with you. I'm the type of guy I like to be behind the scenes. But see, there's a representative. His name is T. He's the addict that you see in Narcotics Anonymous in the home group called Solutions in the Literature. Talk about how he sets up the literature and then put the basic text meeting and then it works how and why. And then, have a speaker. And then some of you guys spoke, you're going to speak on that step in tradition. See, that's the fellas I want you to know. But let's talk about the real deal. What's behind that letter T? His name is Theron Orlando Smith. And he's a hot freaking mess. The character defects they're still there wants me to control things because here's the hit. There's a fear locked into that. Fear of unknown, fear of what you really might think of me, and the fear that you might pass me up. And the truth is that, what the step work has taught me is that I need to face them fears and thank God for the fourth step, because that comes bred with me a lot of those childhood stuff. Because I truly believe a lot of my behaviors, attitudes, and ideas all stem by my childhood. And I'm still trying to grow up in this process. I'm 53 years old. Like I said, 24 years clean. I'm still growing up. I'm a teenager still, or a young male in that mentality. And here's the thing. And one thing I learned about these steps, it doesn't grant me immunity from my feelings. It won't. But it allows me to deal with them. And now let's put some action into this. What's the problem? Okay, let's get to the solution. I had to remember, I have to carry the message of Narcotics Anonymous. I have to carry the message no matter what. I got to do some things to see. Sometimes I'll be that person you might can identify. Oh, I ain't going to that damn meeting because you know what? They talking some crazy stuff, some psychobabble BS. They're not talking about the literature. They're talking about the color purple make them sad. Not the color purple, you know what I mean? But here's the part. I won't do that. And see, what happens is that what underlies in there is that word that starts with the letter R called resentment. Anger. The things that I think you should be, and I'll be the one talking about, this ain't the old Narcotics Anonymous I grew up with back 24 years ago. We're down on 6033 Broad Street, where they was like hellfire and brimstone right on my ass, and you know what I mean? That type of nature. Till someone told me, why don't you add to the quality of the meeting? Bring that teaching and that message to someone else. See, they don't know that until you say something. See, a closed mouth won't get fed. So I try to do. That stability and service means that I have to practice these principles, like it says in the 12th step in all my affairs. But also, too, let's go back to the 10th step. I got to allow people the right to be where they're at. I was in a meeting, and I'm going to try to, like I said, wrap it up, because part of sharing the time. I was in a meeting one time. No, it wasn't one time. Yesterday. Okay, I got amnesia, damn it, okay? And see, what happened was I didn't like what someone said, so me, good, T, the representative, Narcotics Anonymous, got the literature out, then, I'm caught. Now I'm going to set I'm going to set it right, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I put that down, what I said, backed it up with the literature. Here's someone share right behind me talking about the 10th step, talking about we continue to take personal inventory. And when we're wrong, not if we're wrong. When we're wrong, we're promptly admitted it. And he said something that I said all the time. And it's great when I can tell my sponsees this. But when it comes to me, I'm like, you know what? You get double barrel right here. He said, because he really spoke to me this way, and I heard in his voice, Theron, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? I'm not happy. See, here's the thing. This thing's going on inside. See, I got a wife that's battling cancer. A lot of people don't know that. But she's on the other side. There's other problems that I got. You see, like I said, remember I said that steps will not grant me immunity from my feelings? It will not put me in the bubble and say everything's going to be happy-dory and everything. If I'm okay, you're okay. None of that stuff. It allows me to deal with situations that would used to baffle me. And see, I forget. I can be in that mindset and say, my problem's so out of whack and everything. See, Those old teachers, God bless their soul, Elmer Walker, are you worshiping the disease or are you talking about God of recovery? Where's the solution? You see, here's the hit. I can handle the solution because remember, I can run away. I'm a good runner. And I can run away clean too. I don't need to get high anymore. I can hide myself in sex, money, work. I'm a hell of a workaholic when I want to get involved with work. And to be honest with you, some of y'all may don't like what I'm going to say. I can hide in service work too. Carry the message, this and that, everything else. And next thing you know, I forget about the person who's really sick. Me. And see, here's the thing. I need my humble beginnings. I need that. That's why it goes back to where it says right here. Humility is an essential attribute of non-giving service and Narcotics Anonymous. I got to give back what was so freely given to me. And I have to go back in the trenches again. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. I think I got this going on. I got my home group. I got this. I started that meeting. No, they ain't start that meeting. Ultimate authority, man. Second tradition. See, here's the thing. I want to play God. I want to play God. And I'm mad because I can't control you guys. But I forget about what the principles is about. The program in narcotics is predicated on a 4-letter word called love. Without love, there is no fellowship. Without fellowship, there is no God. Thanks.